All right, good morning, everyone. I hereby convene the March 4th, 2024 hearing of the Santa Barbara County Zoning Administrator. My name is Linda Liu, and I'll be the Zoning Administrator for today's hearing, and Mr. Jonathan Martin will be clerking. This hearing will be conducted under the provisions of the Ralph M. Brown Act, Open Meeting Law, as well as the provisions of California Planning Law and the Santa Barbara County Code. We have 2 items on today's agenda. The clerk will read each item into the record, and I will announce any ex parte communications. I will then get comments from the case planner, followed by the applicant or the applicant's agent, and I will get comments from the public. Anyone who wishes to testify should submit a speaker slip to the clerk, or if testifying remotely, use their raise hand feature. All right, the first portion of our agenda is for the general public comment period. This period gives the public an opportunity to comment on matters that are not on today's agenda. Mr. Martin, do we have any requests to speak for this section?
We have received no requests to speak for this section.
All right, thank you very much. I think we are ready to proceed.
Okay. First item is 23 AMD-00012 Ocean Meadows LLC setback amendment. And apologies, this item was requested drop from the agenda. And we have Willow Brown here if you have any questions.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Martin. Ms. Brown?
Thank you, Ms. Liu. Yes, the applicant is requesting to withdraw this case due to an Article 2 amendment that became effective on February 17th, and it revised the accessory dwelling unit ordinance to allow for reduced side and rear setbacks, making the amendment no longer necessary.
Great, thank you very much, Ms. Brown. Then I will go ahead and drop that item from the agenda, Mr. Martin. Next item, please.
Perfect. Okay, item number 2, 22 VAR-0000-00002 Summerlin Fuel Depot. This is a hearing on the request of John Price to consider case number 22 VAR-0000-00002 and 22 CDP-0000-00080, as well as 23 SCC-00010, application filed on June 14th, 2022, and to determine the project is exempt pursuant to sections 15303 and 15305 of the state guidelines for implementation of the California Environmental Quality Act.
Thank you very much, Mr. Martin. I don't have any ex parte communications to announce, but I do have 2 public comment letters received. Mr. Connor, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, thank you. Good morning, Ms. Liu. I'm presenting the case 21 VAR-000050-402, also known as the Fuel Depot Price Sign Variance. I'll note that the initially docketed versions of the variance conditions and variance conditions of approval and findings have been updated as described in the memo that was provided to you on Friday. The recommendations have also been updated accordingly. The language is shown in strike through and underline and clarifies some items on the project. On the slideshow. Is it their presentation? Yeah. Wait a minute. The project is located at 2285 Lily Avenue in Summerlin in the C1 zone district. Parcel contains an existing automotive service station with a convenience store and is surrounded by retail, commercial, and restaurants. project would allow for a freestanding pole sign to advertise automotive fuel prices, and that the highlighted location shown on the simplified site plan here, the project will require a variance to locate and operate a sign within the required front setback and to allow the total sign height to exceed the height limit for pole signs, which is 5 feet, set by the special sign standards for Summerlin. Here's an elevation of the automated price sign from the set of plans that the BAR preliminarily approved, which will exceed the 5-foot height limit by 8 feet and 6 inches. As discussed in the staff report, this design is proposed to address the California Business and Profession Code's requirement for minimum visibility of automotive fuel price advertisement from adjacent streets. The sign location and dimensions were designed to address the site-specific conditions of limited visibility from the adjacent streets. Here's a simulated view to overlaying on an existing photo of the existing pole sign as viewed looking east. Note the existing parking and landscaping within the public right-of-way and the potential limited visibility caused by customer cars entering and exiting the site. Here's a simulated view overlaying on an existing photo of the existing pole sign as viewed looking west. Note the existing streetscape lighting within the public right-of-way and the potential limited visibility caused by customer cars entering and exiting the site and adjacent property located immediately east of the site. Based on the information presented here today in the staff report, staff recommends that you take the following actions. Make the required findings for the project as specified in attachment A of the memo that I provided, including CEQA findings, to determine the project is exempt from CEQA pursuant to CEQA guidelines section 15301G and 15305A, included as attachment C to the staff report dated February 16, 2024, and approve the project case number 22 VAR-00000-00002, subject to the conditions of approval included as attachment B to this memo, or to the provided memo. That concludes staff's presentation. We're available for any questions.
Thank you very much, Mr. Connor. Is the agent here? Please state your name for the record.
Hi, Ms. Liu. My name is Gallery Macon. I'm the agent for the applicant. And I wanted to, thank staff and just offer that it's taken a lot of time to get here, and we've taken great care in analyzing where the sign needs to go and consulted with the Ag Commissioner's Office and California Department of Food and Agriculture. So we've sort of touched on a lot of people, worked with a lot of people to arrive at what's before you. So I'm here if you have any questions.
Thank you very much, Ms. Macon. Mr. Martin, are there any requests to speak on this item?
We have received no requests to speak on this item.
All right. Well, then I'll close out the public hearing, the public comment part of this hearing for this item. Mr. Connor, I do have some follow-up questions, particularly as it relates to your reference to the Business and Professions Code. And I understand that the BAR struggled with having this as a pole sign versus a ground-mounted sign. And I think in your analysis, you indicate that this was for site visibility reasons. Can you explain how the Business and Professions Code makes this a requirement for the applicant?
Yes. I don't believe I have the code cited directly in any of the documents I provided, but the code does, I think actually we might have it in the applicant has provided some slides. Maybe I'll pull that up here. I think it might be this one right here. So as you'll see on the screen, we have it's under the California Business and Professions Code, weights and measures, petroleum, Chapter 14, Article 12, price sign advertising, Section 13531. Under A2, the advertising medium shall be clearly visible from the street or highway adjacent to the premises when the place of business is situated at an intersection. Or I guess that's a second sentence. The advertising medium shall be clearly visible from each street of the intersection. And this site is at an intersection of, it's the intersection of Lily Avenue and the off-ramp of the northbound exit of 101. And I guess the applicant could speak more to it later if you would like. We did get some input from the State Department of Food and Agriculture as well as the County Ag Commissioner.
Ms. Megan?
Yes, hi. So if we were to keep one sign, it would have to be visible from both sides of the street. And there's visibility issues going towards the off-ramp, the other side. So you can see it from there, but then viewing it from, it's back to Steve, your presentation, the first photo that you had.
On this one or different one?
No, the first rendering, sorry, that one. A ground mounted sign would not work from that visibility standpoint. And so the alternative option would be 2 ground mounted signs, and one of them would have to be in the right of way. If you go back to that same picture, Steve, it would be where the speed limit sign is near that planter, and another one on the other side of the driveway.
Mr. Connor, can I see where the Business and Professions Code was cited in that other presentation that you got? Oh. No.
I'm looking at it here.
Yep.
This one.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to make sure that the Business and Professions Code have clearly stated that it must be visible. So thank you for that. I don't have any further questions. That was the only concern because I do see that the BAR was split on this decision between a pole sign versus the ground mounted sign. So I wanted to make sure that the Business and Professions Code actually require that. So given that, I don't have any further questions. I will go ahead and close out the item and make the required findings for this project as specified in attachment A of the staff memo, including the CEQA findings. And I do determine that this project is exempt from CEQA pursuant to CEQA guideline section 15301G and 15305A, included as attachment C to the staff report dated February 16, 2024. And I approve this project case number 22 VAR 0002, subject to the conditions of approval included as attachment B to the staff memo. Thank you very much, Mr. Connor. Mr. Dargle, thank you for being here. Ms. Megan, thank you. And Mr. Martin, I believe that closes out today's hearing.
Yes, thank you so much, Madam Chair. We'll close out today's hearing.
Thank you very much.